So let's take a few minutes to settle our bodies and minds. Just keep your back straight. We cast our eyes at a 45-degree angle, half closed. And just find a posture that is relaxed, balanced, and yet alert. And take a few deep breaths, wherever you find your breath to be the strongest. Air coming in and out of your nostrils or the rise and fall of your belly. And from this quiet space, we begin our practice by setting a proper motivation, which consists of 3 parts, while being mindful of both aspects, the object being visualized and the manner in which it is visualized. So we start with the refuge field. In the space in front of you, visualize Buddha Shakyamuni, His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, and all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, or any other enlightened beings you regard with veneration. And take a few minutes just to feel they are looking at each of us with great kindness and unconditional love, just as a mother looks upon her only child. And then the bodhicitta field, we visualize seated on either side of us is our kind parents, mother on the left and father on the right. And additionally, we are accompanied by all other dear mother sentient beings, leaving none aside, and we are leading them all in this practice. The purpose of the practice is to manifest the Buddha nature within us, which is the ultimate source of happiness, by removing the 2 mental obscurations, afflictive obscurations and cognitive obscurations. So let's recite the following verses while mentally invoking their profound meanings and associated experience. Page 3. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Taking refuge and generating bodhicitta, first in English. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sangye chodan soge chognam la jangju bardu dani kyapsu chi dagi jinso gipe sonam ki drola pencher sangye drupar shog. Sangye chodan soge chognam la jangju bardu dani kyapsu chi dagi jinso gipe sonam ki drola pencher sangye drupar shog. Sangye chodan soge chognam la jangju bardu dani kyapsu chi dagi jinso gipe sonam ki drola pencher sangye drupar shog. Independent origination, there is no ceasing, no arising, no annihilation, no permanence, no coming, no going, no separateness and no sameness. I prostrate to the consummate Buddha, the supreme among all teachers, the one who taught this peace, which is freed of elaborations. I prostrate to the mothers of the hearers, the Bodhisattvas and the Buddhas, which through the knowledge of all lead hearers seeking pacification to complete peace, which through the knower of paths causes those helping migrators to achieve the aims of the world, and through the possession of which helps subduers expound a variety of teachings. The one who has transformed into the reliable guide, motivated by altruism to benefit sentient beings, the teacher, Sugata, and protector, to you I make prostrations. The one who has eliminated the web of conceptualizations and is endowed with the divine bodies of the vast and the profound, who eternally shines forth the forever noble light rays, to you, the Buddha, I make prostrations. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind of full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. The essence of the dependent origination mantra. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetum shantata gato hevadat te shanchayo niroda evam vadi mahashramanaye swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetum te shantata gato hevadat te shanchayo niroda evam vadi mahashramanaye swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetum te shantata gato hevadat te shanchayo niroda evam vadi mahashramanaye swaha. The meaning of the Tendril Ningpo mantra. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation of the causes as well is taught by the great seer. Profound, peaceful, elaboration-free, clear light, and non-composite. Such is the nectar-like dharma I have discovered. Finding no one to fathom this teaching, in silence I will retire into the woods. Beyond utterance, thought, and expression is the perfection of wisdom, which is unborn, unceased, and has the nature of space. It is the object of apprehension of self-realized wisdom. To you, the mother of the Buddhas of the three times, I pay obeisance. The four seals of Buddha's teachings. All composite things are impermanent. All contaminated things are of the nature of suffering. All phenomena are of the nature of emptiness and selflessness. Transcending sorrow is peace. The Guru is the Buddha, the Guru is the Dharma. Likewise, the Guru is the Sangha. The Guru is the source of everything wholesome. I go for refuge in the Guru. By the sound of the vibrant drum of Dharma, you liberate all beings of miseries. I beseech you to kindly remain and give teachings until the end of the expanse of billions of eons. The Buddha does not wash the negativities of beings, nor does he remove their miseries by his hands. His spiritual realizations are not transferred to them. It is by teaching the truth of suchness that beings are liberated. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. Instructions on parting from the four attachments. If you are attached to this life, you are not a spiritual practitioner. If you are attached to samsara, you have no renunciation. If you are attached to your own self-interest, you have no bodhicitta. If there is grasping, you do not have the view. Page 14. 14. Praise to Shakyamuni Buddha. To the founder, the endowed transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer from the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. When, O supreme amongst humans, you were born on this earth, you paced out 7 strides, then said, I am supreme in this world. To you who are wise then, I prostrate. With pure bodies, forms supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, fame that blazes in the 3 worlds, winner of the best, Lord, to you I prostrate. With a supreme science face like a spotless moon, color like gold, to you I prostrate. Dust-free like you, the 3 worlds are not. Incomparable wise one, to you I prostrate. The Savior having great compassion, the Founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you, the Tathagata, I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realm, the one path, the sublime pure reality, to the Dharma that pacifies, I prostrate. Those who are liberated and also show the path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realization, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to you, the Sangha, I prostrate. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions. Perform only perfect virtuous actions. Subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a visual aberration, a flame of a lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew, or a bubble, a dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud. See conditioned things as such. Through these merits may sentient beings attain the rank of all-seeing, subdue the foe of false, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. Page 29. The Heart Sutra, the Perfection of Wisdom Sutra. I prostrate to the Arya Triple Gem. Thus did I hear at one time. The Buddha was dwelling on massive Vulture's Mountain in Rajagriha, together with a great community of monks and a great community of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Buddha was absorbed in the concentration on the categories of phenomena called profound illumination. Also at that time, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara looked upon the very practice of the profound illumination of wisdom and beheld those 5 aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Then through the power of the Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said this to the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara. How should any child of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom train? He said that, and the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara said this to the Venerable Sharadvati Putra. Shariputra, any son of the lineage or daughter of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom should look upon it like this, correctly and repeatedly beholding those 5 aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Form is empty, emptiness is form. Emptiness is not other than form. Form is also not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, likewise, all phenomena are empty, without characteristic, unproduced, unseized, stainless, not without stain, not deficient, not fulfilled. Shariputra, therefore in emptiness there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no compositional factors, no consciousness. No eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind. No visual form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no object of touch, and no phenomenon. There is no I element, and so on, up to and including no mind element, and no mental consciousness element. There is no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, and so on, up to and including no aging and death, and no extinction of aging and death. Similarly, there is no suffering, origination, cessation, and path. There is no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Shariputra, therefore, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and dwell in the perfection of wisdom, the mind without obscuration and thus without fear. Having completely passed beyond error, they reach the endpoint of nirvana. All the Buddhas who dwell in the three times also manifestly, completely awaken to unsurpassable, perfect, complete enlightenment in reliance on the perfection of wisdom. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the mantra equal to the unequal, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering, should be known as truth since it is not false. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is declared, Tayata Om Gate Gate Para Gate Para Samgate Bodhi Swaha. Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, should train in the profound perfection of wisdom like that. Then the Buddha arose from that concentration and commended the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara, saying, well said, son of the lineage. It is like that, it is like that. One should practice the profound perfection of wisdom, just as you have indicated. Even the Tathagatas rejoice. The Buddha having thus spoken, the Venerable Sharadvati Putra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara, those surrounding in their entirety, along with the world of gods, humans, asuras, and Gandharvas, were overjoyed and highly praised that spoken by the Buddha. This completes the Arya Bhagavati Prajnaparamita Hridaya Sutra. Teata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Swaha. 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 By the teachings of the three supreme jewels possessing the power of truth, may inner and outer hindrances be transformed. May they be dispelled. May they be non-existent. May they be pacified. May all negative forces opposed to the Dharma be completely pacified. May the host of 80,000 obstacles be pacified. May we be separated from problems and conditions harmful to the Dharma. May all enjoyments be in accord with the Dharma. May auspiciousness and perfect happiness pervade this place now. Page 35. 8 verses for training the mind by Geshe Langri Tangpa. With a determination to achieve the highest aim for the benefit of all sentient beings, which surpasses even the wish-fulfilling gem, may I hold them dear at all times. Whenever I interact with someone, May I view myself as the lowest amongst all, and from the very depths of my heart, respectfully hold others as superior. In all my deeds, may I probe into my mind, and as soon as mental and emotional afflictions arise, as they endanger myself and others, may I strongly confront them and avert them. When I see beings of unpleasant character and those oppressed by strong negativity and suffering, may I hold them dear, for they are rare to find, as if I have discovered a jeweled treasure. When others, out of jealousy, treat me wrongly with abuse, slander, and scorn, may I take upon myself the defeat and offer to others the victory. When someone whom I have helped or in whom I have placed great hopes mistreats me in extremely hurtful ways, may I regard her still as my precious teacher. In brief, may I offer benefit and joy to all my mothers, both directly and indirectly. May I quietly take upon myself all hurts and pains of my mothers. May all this remain undefiled by the stains of the 8 mundane concerns. And may I, recognizing all things as illusions, devoid of clinging, be released from bondage. Lama Tsongkhapa's Lamrim Dedication Prayer, verse 1. From my 2 collections, vast as space, that I have amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose mind's wisdom eye is blinded by ignorance. The 7-limb practice. Excerpt from the King of Prayers, the extraordinary aspiration of the practice of Samantabhadra. I bow down to the youthful Arya Manjushri. You, the Buddhas, the lions among humans, gone to freedom in the present, past, and future, in the worlds of 10 directions, to all of you with body, speech, and sincere mind, I bow down. With the energy of aspiration for the Bodhisattva way, with a sense of deep respect, and with as many bodies as atoms of the world, to all you Buddhas visualized as real, I bow down. On every particle are Buddhas numberless as particles, each amidst a host of Bodhisattvas, and I am confident the sphere of all phenomena is entirely filled with Buddhas in this way. With infinite oceans of praise for you, and oceans of sound from the aspects of my voice, I sing the breathtaking excellence of Buddhas and celebrate all of you Sugatas. Beautiful flowers and regal garlands, sweet music, scented oils and parasols, sparkling lights and sublime incense, I offer to you, victorious ones, the Buddhas. Fine dress and fragrant perfume, sandalwood powder heaped high as Mount Meru, all wondrous offerings in spectacular array, I offer to you, victorious ones. With transcendent offerings, peerless and vast, with profound admiration for all the Buddhas, with strength of conviction in the Bodhisattva way, I offer and bow down to all the victorious ones. Every harmful action I have done, with my body, speech, and mind, overwhelmed by attachment, anger, and ignorance, all these I openly lay bare before you. I lift up my heart and rejoice in all the merit of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 directions, of solitary realizers, hearers still training, and those beyond, and of all ordinary beings. You who are the bright lights of the worlds in 10 directions, who have attained a Buddha's omniscience through the stages of awakening, all you who are my guides, please turn the supreme wheel of Dharma. With palms together, I earnestly request, you who may actualize parinirvana, please stay with us for eons numberless as atoms of the world, for the happiness and well-being of all wanderers in samsara. Whatever slight merit I may have accumulated, by making prostrations, offering, and confessing, rejoicing and requesting that the Buddhas stay and teach, I now dedicate all this for the full awakening of all beings. The short mandala offering, page 40, first in English. This ground, anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the four continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha field and offer it. May all sentient beings enjoy this pure land. Sashipu Ju Shing Me Totram Ri Rob Ling Ji Ni De Gen Pa Di Sangye Jingdu Mikte Uwai Trokun Namadag Jingla Choparshu. The four dharmas of Venerable Gampopa. May I be blessed that my mind is directed towards the dharma. May I be blessed that my dharma practice is on the proper path. May I be blessed that the path is freed of flaws. May I be blessed that the flaws are seen in the light of exalted wisdom. The four dharmas of Venerable Bhikshu Mahasattva. Becoming utterly frustrated with the ignorance that grasps at true existence, please bless me to generate genuine renunciation, seeing all aspects of samsara as viciously repulsive. Please bless me that my mind stream overflows with the precious bodhicitta that cherishes others more than myself. Please bless me to have an immaculate experience of the wisdom of emptiness that does not see even an atom of intrinsic reality, on the basis of understanding how things come into being by dependent origination through mere conditioning. Please bless me that my mind stream overflows with the precious wisdom of the non-duality of bliss and emptiness. Idam Guru Ratna Mandalakam Niryatayami. Page 42. The Foundation of All Good Qualities by Lama Tsongkhapa. The foundation of all good qualities is the kind and perfect pure Guru. Correct devotion to the Guru is the root of the path. By clearly seeing this and applying great effort, please bless me to rely upon the Guru with great respect. Understanding that the precious freedom of this rebirth is found only once, is greatly meaningful and is difficult to find again. Please bless me to generate the mind that unceasingly, day and night, takes its essence. This life is as impermanent as a water bubble. Remember how quickly it decays and death comes. After death, just like a shadow follows the body, the results of virtuous and non-virtuous karma follow. Finding firm and definite conviction in this, please bless me always to be careful, to abandon even the slightest negativity, and accomplish all virtuous deeds. Samsaric splendors are unsatisfying and unreliable. Seeking them is the door to all suffering. Recognizing these shortcomings, please bless me to generate a strong wish for the bliss of liberation. Led by this pure thought, mindfulness, alertness, and great caution arise. The root of the teachings is keeping the pratimoksha vows. Please bless me to accomplish the essential practice. Just as I have fallen into the sea of samsara, so have all mother migratory beings. Please bless me to see this trained in supreme bodhicitta and bear the responsibility of freeing migratory beings. Even if I develop bodhicitta, but I don't practice the three types of morality, I will not achieve enlightenment. With my clear recognition of this, please bless me to practice the bodhisattva vows with great energy. Once I have pacified distractions to wrong objects, and correctly analyze the meaning of reality, please bless me to generate quickly within my mind stream the unified path of calm abiding and special insight. Having become a pure vessel by training in the general path, please bless me to enter the holy gateway of the fortunate ones, the supreme Vajra vehicle. At that time, the basis of accomplishing the two attainments is keeping pure vows and samaya. As I have become firmly convinced of this, please bless me to protect these vows and pledges like my life. Then, having realized the importance of the two stages, the essence of Vajrayana, by practicing with great energy, never giving up the 4 sessions, please bless me to realize the teachings of the Holy Guru. Like that, may the Gurus who show the noble path and the spiritual friends who practice it have long lives. Please bless me to pacify completely all outer and inner hindrances. In all my lives, never separated from perfect Gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma. By completing the qualities of the stages and paths, may I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. So we recite the meaning of the Mixema verse, and then the 4-line Mixema verse, and then again the meaning of the verse. You are Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of non-referential compassion, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of hordes of demons without exception. Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snows. Losangdrapa, at your feet I make prostrations. Mig me zeveter chen rezig drime ken pe wampu jampelyam Ganchen ke pesu genso kapa lozang drape zabla zovade mig me zeveter chen rezig dream ken pe wampu jampelyam Ganchen ke pesu genso kapa lozang drape zabla zovade mig me zeveter chen rezig dreaming ken pe wampu jampelyam Ganchen ke pezu genso kapa lozang drape zabla zovade. The meaning of the verse? You are Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of non-referential compassion, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of hordes of demons without exception. Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snows. Losangdrapa, at your feet I make prostrations. Okay, so we'll first start with the shamatha practice, right? 5 minutes. So next we will reflect on renunciation. So renunciation is giving up or turning away from our miseries. And as the Buddha said, all phenomena have causes, and the causes were taught by the Tathagata. So we'll review the 4 seals of the Buddha's teachings to reflect on this. The first one being all composite things are impermanent, and reflect on the 2 types of impermanence, gross impermanence and subtle impermanence. And then we reflect on the second seal. All contaminated things are of the nature of suffering. So as long as we are under the sway of the 2 terrorists, self-grasping and self-cherishing, we will invariably suffer. And then the third seal, everything is of the nature of emptiness and selflessness. So attempt to do a meditation on emptiness, either on yourself, somebody you love, or an inanimate object. And finally, transcending sorrow is peace. So reinforce your sense of renunciation, a strong desire to renounce all sufferings, especially the self-grasping ignorance, which is the root cause of all sufferings. And slowly come out of your meditation on renunciation. Next, bodhicitta, we'll do the two immeasurables. So we'll start with immeasurable loving kindness. Visualize all sentient beings around us and the Buddhas in front of us. How good would it be if all beings were endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness, primarily bodhicitta, which cherishes others more than oneself, and the wisdom of emptiness and dependent origination. May all beings be endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. I take the responsibility that all beings are endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. Guru, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please bless me that I be able to do so. So the Guru, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas are so pleased with their commitment. They send forth nectars and soothing lights from their compassionate, omniscient minds, and upon touching us and all other sentient beings, everyone is granted immeasurable happiness and its causes. Out of great joy upon seeing all beings benefited, take 3 deep breaths, exhaling with a sigh of relief at the end of each breath. And then immeasurable compassion. How good would it be if all beings were free from suffering and the causes of suffering, primarily self-grasping ignorance and the self-cherishing attitude. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. I take the responsibility to free all beings from suffering and the causes of suffering. Guru, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please bless me that I be able to do so. So again, the Guru, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas are so pleased with our commitment. They send forth nectars and soothing lights from their compassionate, omniscient minds, and upon touching us and all other sentient beings, everyone is freed from miseries and their causes. Out of great joy upon seeing all beings benefited, take 3 deep breaths, exhaling with a sigh of relief at the end of each breath. And then the third immeasurable, immeasurable joy. How good would it be if all beings were never separated from happiness and the causes of happiness? May all beings never be separated from happiness and the causes of happiness. I take the responsibility that all beings are never separated from the happiness and the causes of happiness. Guru, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please bless me that I be able to do so. And again, we visualize the Guru, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas are so pleased with our commitment. They send forth nectars and soothing lights from their compassionate, omniscient minds. And upon touching us and all other sentient beings, everyone is granted the stability of joy and its causes that are already that we are already endowed with. Out of great joy, upon seeing all beings benefited, take 3 deep breaths, exhaling with a sigh of relief at the end of each breath. And then the last immeasurable equanimity. How good would it be if all beings could abide in the state of equanimity, which is free of the biased attitude of excessive attachment towards some and aversion towards others. May all beings abide in the state of equanimity, which is free of the biased attitude of excessive attachment towards some and aversion towards others. I take the responsibility that all beings abide in the state of equanimity, free of the biased attitude of excessive attachment towards some and aversion towards others. Guru, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please bless me that I be able to do so. So again, we visualize the Guru, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas are so pleased with our commitment. They send forth nectars and soothing lights from their compassionate, omniscient minds. And upon touching us and all other sentient beings, everyone is granted a sense of equanimity towards all beings, embracing them equally, leaving none aside. Out of great joy upon seeing all beings benefited, take 3 deep breaths, exhaling with a sigh of relief at the end of each breath. So we make the commitment 3 times, the bodhicitta commitment. May I become a Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. May I become a Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. May I become a Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. So page 50. So we get up and first make 3 prostrations. And kneeling on our right knee, we take the aspirational Bodhisattva vow. I go for refuge to the triple gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddhahood in my heart. I go for refuge to the triple gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddhahood in my heart. I go for refuge to the triple gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddhahood in my heart. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please pay heed to me. Just as the previous Buddhas have generated the mind of bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwelt in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of bodhicitta, and likewise shall I too successfully train in the Bodhisattva practices. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please pay heed to me. Just as the previous Buddhas have generated the mind of bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwelt in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of bodhicitta, and likewise shall I too successfully train in the Bodhisattva practices. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please pay heed to me. Just as the previous Buddhas have generated the mind of bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwelt in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise for all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of bodhicitta, and likewise shall I too successfully train in the Bodhisattva practices. So at the end of this third repetition, imagine that we have received the aspiration of Bodhisattva vow and feel a deep sense of joy about this. Our gesture of taking the aspirational Bodhisattva vow pleases the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas that we have visualized before us, thereby invoking their omniscient minds and wisdom to manifest an infinite number of replicas of the sets of the moon and Vajra at their hearts. Like a deluge of rain shower, these replicas of the moon and Vajra descend and merge with the moon and Vajra that you have visualized at your heart and at the hearts of all sentient beings. This stabilizes and blesses the two bodhicittas within us and within all sentient beings. As a gesture of thanking all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas for making this ceremony possible, we make 3 prostrations to them and then take our seat. So we make a commitment that we and all mother sentient beings will never relinquish the two bodhicittas throughout this lifetime and future life. Geshe, should I do these verses or you'll do the meditation on emptiness? So we'll recite that verse 3 times, that we make a commitment that we and all mother sentient beings will never relinquish the two bodhicittas throughout this lifetime and future lifetimes, by reciting the following verse on page 51. Throughout my future lifetimes, may I always be guided by the compassionate Buddha and be able to uphold the two precious bodhicittas, even at the cost of my life. Throughout my future lifetimes, may I always be guided by the compassionate Buddha and be able to uphold the two precious bodhicittas, even at the cost of my life. Throughout my future life, and be able to uphold the two precious bodhicittas, even at the cost of my life. So to reinforce our aspiration and commitment and to rejoice in having generated bodhicitta, we will recite the following verses from verse 25. In order to further increase this bodhicitta from now on, those with discernment who have lucidly seized an awakening mind of bodhicitta in this way should highly praise it in the following manner. Today my life has borne fruit. having well obtained this human existence, I have been born in the family of the Buddha, and now am one of Buddha's children. Thus, whatever actions I do from now on must be in accord with the family. Never shall I disgrace or pollute this noble and unsullied race. Just like a blind man discovering a jewel in a heap of rubbish, likewise, by some coincidence, an awakening mind has been born within me. It is the supreme ambrosia that overcomes the sovereignty of death. It is the inexhaustible treasure that eliminates all poverty in the world. It is the supreme medicine that quells the world's disease. It is the tree that shelters all beings, wandering and tired on the path of conditioned existence. It is the universal bridge that leads to freedom from unhappy states of birth. It is the dawning moon of the mind that dispels the torment of disturbing conceptions. It is the great sun that finally removes the misty ignorance of the world. It is the quintessential butter from the churning of the milk of Dharma. For all those guests traveling on the path of conditioned existence who wish to experience the bounties of happiness, this will satisfy them with joy and actually place them in supreme bliss. Today, in the presence of all the protectors, I invite the world to be guests at a festival of temporary and ultimate delight. May gods, demigods, and all be joyful. So, as since we are not doing a meditation on the wisdom of emptiness, we can at least read the verses on page 47. Page 47. And that's our meditation. So, therefore, sentient beings resemble dreams. Upon analysis, they are like plantain trees. Whether they are released or not from sorrow, in the ultimate sense, there is no distinction. What is there to gain and what is there to lose? With things that are empty of true existence in this way, who is there to pay respect and who is there to abuse? From what are pleasure and pain derived? What is there to be happy or unhappy about? When one searches for the ultimate nature, who is there to crave and what is there to crave for? Upon analysis, this world of living beings is found to have no true existence. Therefore, who can die here? What is there to come and what has been? Who are friends and who are relatives? O you who are investigating reality, please recognize, as I have done, that all is just like space. Those who wish to be happy are greatly disturbed by causes for conflict and overjoyed by the causes for pleasure. But not finding happiness, they suffer. And in order to find it, they exert themselves. They argue with others, cut and stab one another. With many wrong deeds, they live in a state of great hardship. Even though they repeatedly come to happy existence and experience much pleasure there, upon dying, they fall for a long time into the unbearable sufferings of lower realms. Within conditioned existence, the chasms of suffering are many, and the liberating comprehension of ultimate truth is rare. Furthermore, the apprehension of true existence and the understanding of emptiness mutually contradict one another. Yet, if while in conditioned existence, one does not realize this ultimate truth, one will continue to experience a limitless ocean of misery, unbearable and beyond analogy. Likewise, through not having realized emptiness, I have little strength for virtue, and one's human life of leisure and endowment is indeed very short. Although one strives to live long and avoid illness, one is concerned with hunger, rest, and sleep. One is injured by others and keeps meaningless company with the childish. Therefore, this life swiftly passes with no meaning, and it is very hard to find the chance to investigate reality. In this state, where is there the means to reverse this beginningless habit of grasping at true existence? Furthermore, devils are exerting themselves to cast us into vast, unfortunate realms. There are many mistaken paths, and it is hard to resolve doubts about the perfect way. It will be hard to find the leisure of a human life again, and extremely difficult to find the presence of the Buddhas. It is hard to forsake this flood of afflictions. Alas, sentient beings will continue to suffer. Oh, indeed, it is worth feeling sorrow, For those adrift in the river of pain, who, although they experience great misery, are unaware of the sufferings they go through. For example, some ascetics wash themselves again and again, and others repeatedly enter fire. But although they thereby suffer greatly, they assume themselves as being happy. Similarly, those who mistake their suffering for joy and live as though there were no aging or death are first of all killed by the Lord of Death, and then experience the unbearable misery of falling into the lower realms. When shall I be able to extinguish the pains of these tormented by the fires of suffering with the rain of my accumulated happiness that has sprung from the clouds of my merits? And by having in the manner of not objectifying existence, intensely will I gather the accumulation of merit. When will I be able to reveal emptiness to those who are wretched and sad by the view of tree existence? So we just take a few minutes to reinforce the bodhicitta that we generated earlier, which has turned into a spotless white moon that rests horizontally at our heart. And then we reinforce this wisdom of emptiness, transforming it into a spotless white vajra, sitting vertically on the moon disk visualized at our heart. And we multiply the vajra and the moon that we have generated at our heart an infinite number of times and share a set with all the mother sentient beings in all the realms. And then we end with the dedication prayer, page 52, page 52. I dedicate the merit thus gathered toward the realization of the deeds and the prayers of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the three times, and to the upholding of the doctrine of scripture and insight. May I, in all lives, through the force of this merit, never separate from the four wheels of the Mahayana vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, bodhicitta, perfect view, and the two stages. From my two collections, vast as space, that I have amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose mind's wisdom eye is blinded by ignorance. Papke tujhe shake riksu trun shengi mito duki punjompa serki lunpo tabur jepe ku shake gyalpo kela chakselo O Muni Muni Mahamunaya Swaha O Muni Muni Mahamunaya Swaha Tapke tujhe shake riksu trun shengi mito duki punjompa serki lunpo tabu jepe ku shake gyalpo kela chakselo O Muni Mahamunaya Swaha. Om Muni Muni Mahamunaya Swaha. Tapke tujhe shake riksutrum shengi mitup duki punjompa serki lunpo tabur jepe ku shake gyalpo kela chakselo. Om Muni Muni Mahamunaya Swaha. 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 Yeah, we do 3 prostrations at the end.